back when we did California Suite, and I am the cheating husband. You know, I didn't pick up Susan Jones at the airport because I was up all night, getting busy with Lauren Hatcher. And the start of the scene, I'm in my underwear. I'm wearing boxer briefs and one of them little
wife beaters.
Wife beaters, yeah. And I have to walk, and you know, I got the big hangover and everything, and I have to walk from the bed to the bathroom door and make all kinds of unpleasant sounds and then walk back. But I was kind of nervous being, you know, almost nude in front of a lot of old ladies and stuff. And I get halfway across the room this opening night, and I hear a voice from the back of the theater. I mean, from the very back, and I knew immediately it was Beth Ross. Jonathan Hoover needs to put some clothes on. I can see his junk. And I'm just, thanks, Beth.
Yeah, that was a fun show. That was the first one that I had done. Because I'd worked with props some on other shows, but then Fran shows up and she gets this great idea that we're never going to bring the curtain in. All these theme changes and all these props are going to be done basically in the dark, you know. And so there's me and Sandra and Rebecca. This is the first time we had done a show with Rebecca. And I mean, it did go well, but it was frightening as crap, especially one night.
Might as well have been blindfolded out there.
I know. And one night I was trotting along, and I'm like zipping through, you know, like the Flash, trying to get everything done, and I've got everything like this, and then I hit a chair. I caught a chair, I think, with like a rope or something, and I could see it going, and I couldn't quite get there, and of course it crashes.
That was the one where I got in the fight with Michael Carter.
Yeah.
And you know, we're like the vacationing guys that get into it, and we go, "Oh, you want some of this?" And I got him in headlock and kicked the bathroom door, and we go in the bathroom door, and we're all slapping knees and slamming stuff down, making a big ruckus. And
yeah, you're good at making ruckus.
Well, I took a metal chair, like a folding chair, and just slammed it on the ground, and it slid across, and it I guess it was a little too close to Laurie's comfort zone, but you know, she was. Yeah. I think I scared her. She didn't know me that well at the time, but you know, we were hollering and screaming, and that's when I come out like Carter done kicked me down low. And, he kicked me.
Well, it's like in Bus Stop. You did that same thing backstage.
Oh, with the trash can
and the chair and all.
They let me choreograph that.
I
was all right. So we get Bill Wiegand, who is a Pine Bluff detective, and we get him to play the sheriff, and. Our characters get into a fight, and it made the front page of the commercial, and my phone blew up that morning. It was like, "Hey, dude, have you seen the commercial?" I was like, "No, why? Was there a good review?" There's a picture on the front page of you trying to break a cop's jaw, and it's like the back of me like throwing this haymaker at Bill, and I was like, "Well, that's flattering because Bill wins that fight,
yeah,
big time." And we you know, he's like, "I'll be right back," and we go out, and there's this big window, and you can see us fighting on the other side, and I had put a bed mattress at the bottom. And I was like, man, you know, instead of trying to choreograph this thing where I'm going to throw this punch and you block and dodge this, and I was, man, this is a street fight. Let's get that metal garbage can out of the annex and you just blast me right over the head. Because what I would do is I'd take my hand and you put your back of your palm right against your forehead. You can take a blow. So I'm like, oh no, but the audience is behind me. And I was like, now, Bill, I don't want one of these, you know, when you hit me with this, don't give me one of these little sissy, girly, I don't want to break a nail love taps. I want you to hit me with this thing. So he goes up and just, you know, the first time we tried it, and I was like, come on, man, what are you trying to do? Tickle me? Hit me with that thing. And the second time, like the whole end of it was just caved in. And then I'm sitting there stunned, and I do the old Ric Flair flop right onto the mattress, which everybody else, it looks like a tree getting chopped down, but, you know, I'm just landing on the mattress. It looked really good.
It was one of my favorite though, because I was stage manager for that show and prop master, and we all did this. We all put that show together. There was 5 of you guys in the cast, and then me and Fran.
There was 8.
Okay, but I mean, we did the entire scene, everything, and it was super awesome. And half of my kitchen was the diner.
That was the one where Martin walked through the door, opened it the wrong way.
Yeah.
And I didn't see that because that was right after me and Bill's fight.
Right.
And
see, I was backstage, of course, being, you know.
I went in the back hallway, and there's Susan and Elise, and they're like just sitting on the floor laughing uncontrollably, and me and Bill are like,
Well, I knew
what?
that I was backstage and the wall was like giving it this, and I couldn't tell what the heck was going on. But no, what I was going to say was because I'd have to be backstage and keeping up with everything and what have you, and I had figured out that I could like sit on the floor and see through that plate glass window and watch actually.
Oh, we had the wall with the cardboard.
Yeah,
it was all black, so it looks like nighttime outside, but there's like little holes that we could get up there and see out that window into the house.
But I had found my spot to where I could just sit on the floor, and I never told you that I did it. And you're standing there looking all serious one night, and then you look down, and there I sit, and I was just, had my little Aunt Cindy smile going, and you almost broke character. But fortunately, your back was to the audience, but that was fun.
There's not many people that can make me break character. There's Christopher Carey and maybe David Fleming, but. Chris Carey, man, he can do it every time.
He's a sweetie. He's a sweetie. But our first time on stage together, yeah, I had been on, done the backstage thing. Well, I came in on Guys and Dolls. This is the first time I got to meet you. And
that was one of my earliest shows.
It's another one. It was one of the first ones I was like, okay, I am not doing a show this summer. I've done, like, how many in a row? I'm not doing one this summer. And then I get a call. Well, we had 2 people lined up to do costumes, and they've both kind of fallen out on us, so we really need help, and we really need help backstage, so do you think you might? And we're like, yeah, sure, fine. And then after that, I think is when somebody, I had come down to talk to Fran about helping out with Barefoot in the Park. And I think it was Tracy that said, I think you should try out. I'm like, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, this
I remember you were so nervous.
Well,
and like, and
but
it
no,
was
really
like stage fright.
For the tryout thing, I wasn't, because I didn't think I had a snowball's chance of getting on stage. With a speaking part, I mean, dance, sure, no problem, but speaking, whatever. And then, sure enough, I got the call. Well, okay, you're Corey's mom. And that's when I got that, deer in the headlight, what the heck have I done? And you and Michael, everybody was super great. But, halfway through when I'm like, I'm never going to learn these lines.
We're giving you the pep talk.
You did. You guys were so awesome. When you got us, different times, you guys got me aside.
Ty Travis is the delivery guy.
Yeah, different times.
We're in this apartment at the top of a tall building with no elevator. And here comes Tyson Travis. And his character doesn't have any lines. He's delivering something, and it's just panting and just... like every time anyone enters the set, it's like they've just ran a marathon, and he's just...
because there was like 5 flights of stairs we were supposed to be coming up.
We had to build a stairway outside of the door. You couldn't just open the door and see backstage, So I built that set single-handedly, by the way, and I'm very proud of it.
Yes, and then I got laryngitis 2 days before opening. That was awesome. That was great, and that's before we had mics that everybody got. No, we had to speak so that you could hear to the back row, but Cindy's little squeaky voice didn't happen.
So this is the apartment. Well, it's lovely.
But the great thing was, Fran was like, so how are you? And I'm like, well, since nobody can hear me, I don't have any nerves at all. I figure they can't hear me, so they won't know if I screw up. But Miss Northern was laughing because she, when we included it's like, I think I lost my voice on the 3rd floor. It was fun.
I lost my... Forgot about that.
Improvise.
I got to be drunk in that show, and I love playing drunk.
Yeah, and then poor Rick.
Well, he couldn't hear us, and he's, I think he should be here any moment. I hear him coming up the steps. He's on the other side of this wall with big old thick door and everything, and we're about 30 or 40 feet away on the other side of that. And of course he can't hear us. And so he comes, oh, I'm here. I made it. Not late, am I?
Just a little bit, honey. Just a little.
What was the food? It was like tater tots, but what was it?
I don't know. It was supposed to be some kind of little squid.
Nietzsche.
Something. Yes.
Nietzsche.
Yes,
you got to.
Gotta pop it. And then they fell on the floor one night, and I was like, oh, slippery little suckers.
You just brush it off.
No.
3-second rule.
No, I chose another. I was a lady. I had to choose another. No way. You're one of my favorite adoptees, you know that, right?
I try to be.
Yeah, you did good.